Everyone, it's ALICIA PLOSZ. Welcome to Body Confidence, where we learn to embrace thy beautiful selves, whatever that looks like. Happy Wednesday and welcome to Body Confidence. I'm so excited that you are here and spending your midweek with me. It's Wednesday, and for me, I'm just coming off of a long weekend. It is, I'm in Canada, on the west side of Canada, and it is morning time for me. It is 10 a.m. for me here. Where are you joining me from? Where are you from? And what time is it? What time is it for you? What time of day is it for you? Apparently I haven't had enough coffee yet today. So my guest is also on Mountain Time, and she will be joining us from the US of A and from Colorado this morning. And her name is ANDREA. So when she comes on, we're going to chat a little bit about body confidence and loving your body during aging and the aging process. And that's kind of a cool thing. So I want to open up the show today with a little bit of a quote is like, don't let age change you, change the way you age. And the reason that I wanted to open it up with that is I was feeling this morning, and I was getting dressed, and I don't know how you guys get dressed. I get dressed by putting my pants on one leg at a time, and you get out of the shower and you got to look at yourself in the mirror. And I was really focusing on everything this morning. I was taking a good look at everything, and I was realizing, I'm like, I work out, I eat healthy, and I went through a lot of body transitions, and not every day do we wake up and say, man, I love myself. Wow, every little piece of me is perfect. No, we don't always feel that way. And I find when we wake up in the morning and we look at ourselves in the mirror, we tend to focus and zero in on our flaws. And as I've gotten older, I'll notice things that are a little bit more looser or lower than they used to be, and that seems to be where I'm focusing, and I need to change my mentality in the morning. So I've been really focusing on what I think is more positive. So I'm like, this is improved, this is looking tighter, this is looking more toned, and I'm making a more mental effort to be more body confident. Hi, good morning, ANDREA.
Good morning.
How are you?
Age. I have to put these on.
That's okay.
Crazy? How are you? I didn't mean to interrupt. You were like,
that's okay.
You were totally on a roll. I thought you would
That's
wait
okay.
to let me in.
Perfect. No, it's great. I was just saying, like, when I was focusing this morning, like I got out of the shower and I was checking myself out in the mirror, and our automatic reaction is to focus on the negative, on the areas that we don't love as much. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to get that out of your head, especially first thing in the morning, because what I feel like that sets the tone for your day, right? Mm-hmm. And so like yesterday I did a really, really hard workout. So this morning I was feeling a little sore and a little whiny. I didn't really want to work out this morning, but I did. And then after my shower, I was checking out all the spots that I was working out, and I was like, okay, yes, it's looking a little better. And I was trying to like build myself up and give myself props, because yesterday I was like, oh, like doing the opposite. So this morning, and I'm trying to be more aware. I'm trying to be more aware, because it's true. You have to I do a lot of affirmations and stuff, but then it's so easy to to get right back into that negative and focus on our flaws, right? And pick ourselves apart, because we are our worst critics. And especially as we're getting older, it's hard. It's hard to be your own cheerleader, right?
It is. It is. And it's so funny because I feel really bad interrupting, because you were totally on a roll and I was like listening, but it was going by. Oh, I did the same thing. What are we like on the same thinking path or something? I did the same thing this morning. You got out of the shower and you're looking at yourself, and I see this little bit of a gut, and it's just, and you just kind of go, and I don't want to look at myself. Yeah. It's really hard. It
just changes. It's like I laid out my clothes last night. Like I put my stuff down and what I wanted to wear today, and I was like, I'm gonna wear this dress, and it's like kind of like a bodycon dress, a little bit more fitted. And I was like, do I want to wear that dress? now I'm like, should I wear a kimono with that dress to cover my And the whole thing was going while I was brushing my teeth, and I was like,
yeah. Right?
Because last night I was like, oh, this one looks so cute. Because I was all feeling like, like last night I was like, and then this morning I'm like,
right? Yeah.
Standing there, no makeup on, my hair was wet, feeling a little bit after looking at myself naked in the mirror. But it's true, and that's like, and then we get down on ourselves, and then I was like, no, I picked it out, I'm gonna do it, and I'm just gonna, so I just wore it, I'm wearing it, I'm doing it, so.
You look hot, baby.
You can only see this much. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Beautiful arms, you got it going. I did the same thing. I have like a bodycon type of dress on too. Yeah, and it's supposed to, and I got my Spanx on too. I just don't like anything like hanging over. I'm just really weird with that. Even at my thinnest, even at my healthiest and my thinnest, I still always would wear a tank top or something so nothing is flapping over. And that's only since I've had babies. You know, just that skin.
Yeah, that was one of my questions is, do you feel that after having babies that your confidence in your body has changed? That's going to be one of my questions. Do you feel that one of your body has changed?
I do. It's really interesting because I had my second baby at 40. And so I was already older or mature or whatever, however we want to say it. And it was hard. I gained 65 pounds with each of my pregnancies. I only have 2 children. So my butt and my hips got as wide as my belly. But then afterwards, it took a long time. It took a long time for me to even look in the mirror, or, you know, because you're in mom mode and you're in survival mode, you know, and
you are
trying to be the best mom you can be, and you don't really worry about all of this. But it was it did change. It changed the way that I feel about myself. I mean, you have this sense of, yeah, I'm powerful. I gave birth to 2 babies. And then you see some extra skin and you're just like, oh. And I know that women out there totally embrace that because they're like, oh, you know, I had babies and my body's telling me. And but it was hard for me to transition to transition to love my body again. But I worked out. I did CrossFit. I remember last time we chatted and you talked about CrossFit and stuff. And I did CrossFit up until my 8th month of pregnancy.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
I just kept, but it was extra. It was 65 pounds of, I don't know what it was, water or what. But I mean, I was, you know, lifting the bars and doing everything I could because they said, as you're pregnant, you should continue to work out. But I think since my pregnancy, I'm a little bit harder on myself than I was before.
Right.
How about
you?
It's
also, well, see, and it's different. I feel like it's not different for me. It's the same for everybody. But I am roughly the same size, a little bit smaller now than I was. I was plus size for a very long time. And so I am the same size as I was before I had my son, but I was also 20 when I had my son. Right? And so my 20-year-old body was tight and higher and a little bit firmer, right? Okay, before I had babies. And so when you have a baby, everything gets fuller and bigger and more voluptuous, right? Because you're having a baby and you're making space and your hips get wider and your breasts get fuller and you're accommodating all these beautiful things that happen when you have a baby. Yeah. And it's beautiful. And then after you have your baby and after you're done breastfeeding and all these things, everything gets looser and lower and right. And it just happens. And it does not necessarily get tight again. No. Let's just be honest, right? No matter how many sit-ups, how many crunches, how much tightening creams, how many fascia blasters you use, or right? You are not going to be a 20-year-old tight little body again. No. Your body changes. And so it's a different level of acceptance that you have to have, right? And so, yeah, so I was wondering, everyone's different. Like you see on Pinterest and on Instagram and on social media, a lot of the moms show they're wearing their high-waisted yoga workout and their workout sports bras, and they look cute and tight, and they pull their workout pants on and bleh. It's true, right? Because their extra skin is loose no matter how many times they do it. And when they wear their stuff, they look smooth, they look tight, they look toned, they look so fit, and they are so fit. And then they pull down those high-waisted pants and their skin just falls out. Because no matter what they do, short of surgery, you cannot get rid of that.
No,
Right.
Because the collagen is gone from there. And I mean, a woman's body is amazing. Not that a man's isn't, but we're, you know, our body kind of like just accommodates this being that we're growing. We can grow human beings, people. We are amazing human beings.
Amazing.
we
Yeah.
are we are women. We grow people. And your body just, I mean, and I think that's why I'm just like that, just that extra skin, and nobody else sees it. I'm most critical, well, my daughter sometimes will say something, but that's why I'm wearing the stuff. So it stays in there. But you're right, you can't get rid of it. I mean,
No.
even when I was bikini bodybuilding and working out every day and eating right, and I was at 15% body fat, I still had that skin there. It wasn't going to go anywhere. Still had
Right.
it.
Right. As I was losing weight, I used the Target Action toning lotion and the scrubby, like to tighten my skin. I used the coffee scrubs, and I noticed it definitely helped. It made a huge difference in my arms and in my thighs.
Did
And
it really?
made a big difference. I did it the whole time as I was losing, because I'm down 127 pounds, like total. And so that's a lot of skin. There's a lot of tightening.
That's amazing.
And I noticed it in my arms. Like my arms, definitely. I've never had surgery on any of it, so I've noticed a huge difference.
Really?
And it did and I did it the whole time. And I'm really, really, I hydrate. Drink lots of water. I hydrate my skin. And I made a big conscious effort to do that. But you can't do it all. Can't.
Unless you go to a surgeon. Yeah, you're right. And sometimes that doesn't even work out, because then, you have things that happen. I mean, it's not perfect, right? But that's amazing, like the coffee scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good recipe to share with people. There's
coffee scrubs available on the MRS.GLOBE website, and then different brands have the tightening, toning. Like I use the one from that I'm affiliated with, and that's one I've used the whole time, and it's worked perfect for me. And so it just depends on what you use, what you like, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my question, is after you can't get your baby body back exactly the same, right? Not ever. And even me, like the types of bras I used to wear prior to kids are not the types of bras I wear after, just because everything sits a little bit differently. But
yeah, your boobs are down here and not up here.
Right.
They're not up here.
The way that I like them, just a little different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true. They used to be a little fuller in different positions, but whatever. It's the things we learn, right? Tips and tricks.
Well, and I was hearing that you were talking about affirmations, that you say affirmations in the morning, and I write affirmations in my journal at night, and I write them in the morning as well. And there's about 50 of them. I have 10 for different facets that I kind of want to keep positive about. And it takes a lot of time, but it kind of gets me in the right frame of mind for the day. And especially lately, I've been really not very confident about the body image, because it's been COVID, and I call it my COVID butt, and I'd rather just sit here, instead of, I could be on the treadmill watching my binge watching of CSI.
Okay.
But the energy, and the motivation just isn't there. And anybody have any great ideas about that? I am all ears.
There's a lot of emotion, I feel, attached to everything. I know a lot of people around me personally are saying the COVID-19, it's the 19 pounds of COVID. It's like, like the freshman 20. It's like the COVID.
That's
it's a
right.
thing.
That's right. And I was a little bit, I know this is sad, but I was a little bit excited about the isolation and staying at home and stuff, because I'm like, I am going to be in such great shape, because, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to go, I had, all the workout stuff downstairs. I bought booty bands, to help with the butt and all of that stuff. And I swear that they were in the package up until a couple of weeks ago. It's just it is. And it's feeling good about yourself too. If you, like they always say, you know, it's so hard to get to a point of feeling like you're progressing, right? You're working out, you're eating right, you're doing everything you should be doing, and then you feel like, God, I don't see any progress. And when you don't see any progress, what ends up happening to you emotionally is
right. And right now, as a parent, you're doing a lot more parenting than you've ever had to do, because you're not just, we're always wearing many hats as a parent. You always do. And now you are actually a teacher, but now you're wearing a teacher hat, and you're wearing a lot of different hats than you never have had to wear before. And so the amount of stress and the amount of emotions that you're having to deal with over on top of everything else, right? So I feel like there's a lot of drain and strain on people that aren't normally there. So your endorphins are different too, right? And the way that you are cycling through your emotions is different. Like people's sleep patterns are off. And if your sleep pattern's off, the way that you're breaking down your fat is different. So people are holding on to their weight differently too, because your energy store is different. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not using your energy, so your body's holding on to it as an energy store. So it's a cycle.
Or you're getting too much sleep and there's no motivation to do anything.
Right. Same thing. And then your body's like, oh, I'm exhausted all the time. I must hold on to this because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It's a cycle. Right. And then we're just like, it's weird. Like, it's just so, like, my kids are so, like, everybody is a little bit off, and we're all too connected, like on the phones, or like FOMO, fear of missing out. And yet we're all missing out. Like as parents, our kids are off schedule, off cycle. So we're overcompensating. Then we're having no validation in the rest of our life. So we're feeling undervalued. So then we're finding comfort other ways, and then we're unplugging somewhere else, and we're not getting enough for ourselves. So then our confidence is being zapped, right? And so I feel a lot of people, like I've just heard this in conversation or like watching podcasts and listening to people, and there's a lot of people feeling devalued, and then feeling their confidence in themselves is waning. And then it's just like, right? So right now, over COVID, everyone's feeling stressed and depressed and unhappy with themselves, and their physical, the thing that you are in control of your most is yourself. So what are you going to pick apart first? Is you.
Yourself. Yeah. Because that's the area you're most comfortable with, right?
Right. So you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be like, ugh, I hate this. It's gross. Pants don't fit. I'm so sad right now.
I feel gross. I feel bloated. Yeah. And then it just is a vicious cycle. And then you are motivated to go sit on the couch and eat something and watch TV.
You're going to disconnect and go focus on someone else's life or someone else's story because it's not yours, and easier, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's true. So when you competed first with in Mrs. Globe for the Mrs. US of A title, and you were in your late 30s, early 40s.
I won Mrs. US of A, I was 44.
Okay.
43.
I was on 143. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were competing against women that were 23.
In their 20s.
Right. Okay. So that's hard. Good for you.
It was hard.
Round of applause.
It was hard. And we had to wear a bikini.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard. And I mean, I was competing against women who had never had a child, you know? So of course they didn't have that extra, you know, skin and all of that stuff. But, and I noticed too, not only with the body difference, you know, from a 20-year-old to a 40-year-old, my way of life was different from them. You know, when you're mature. I have been doing pageants since I was 7, you know, so you're always, you know, and one of the reasons I did them was the camaraderie and the sisterhood, you know, and, you know, the things that I would learn about myself, or things that I would discover. And since I was 7 to 17, I didn't win anything. So it wasn't to go to win. And, but when I was 43, 44, doing it with these 20-year-olds, I didn't have anything in common with them. And that was one of the main reasons that I enjoy them. Not only to have a platform to to, you know, improve the brand and to improve myself and to get into other organizations, but to get a sisterhood, you know, and I ended up being closer to the classique, to the classique women, because I was at that middle age, and it was difficult. It was a very different experience for me, but addicting, because Globe, once you do Globe, you know, you don't do anything else. So, right?
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
And you did well. You won, and you went on to China, and you played well in China. Then you took a year. You took a year with staff. And then
Dr. Tracy had asked me to be on staff. That was interesting. That was fun.
That's when I met you.
Yeah,
that was fun for me. Yeah, that was when I met you. And like for me, I was so when I competed in China, I was 35, and so the queen that won that year was ALICIA, and she was also 35. We were the same age, and our kid and my youngest and her oldest were the same age. But she spoke English, so we had a little bit in common. I visited with her a little bit, and there was a couple other girls that had kids similar age. So it was kind of, it depends on the group of women, I guess, you're with at that time, right? So it does make a difference, I feel.
Yeah, most of them were in their earlier 30s. So yeah, from like 35 and below, you know, 23 and up maybe to 35, few 40-year-olds, you know, in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make a difference, right? And then when you came back and competed in Mrs. Classique, what made you want to come back?
Well, like I said, you know, once you do Globe, you, you don't do anything else.
Yeah.
I was, you know, I think I was just very fortunate to have the experience that I had. And it took me a while to decide that if I was going to compete or just ask Dr. Tracy if I could be on staff again. Because I had to confront my personal issues of who I was as a person and who I was going to embrace. So it took me a while to figure out if I was going to be Asian and let everybody know that I was Asian, and that has to do with image and how you feel about yourself. And it took me a while. And then, but once I did it, I was like, I want to be a part of this, and how else can I be a part of it? But I have to embrace who I am and feel comfortable with who I am. So it was a lot of soul searching and a lot of healing that I had to do before I could openly say to people, hey, I was born in Thailand and this is who I am. You know, it took 6 months of soul searching for me to do that. And, you know, I mean, it was easier to say I was Mrs. US of A than it was to say I was Miss Southeast Asia.
Right.
You know, just for me, the derogatory comments that I thought I would hear if I was Asian, you know, and what would happen, and with my psyche was already a little confused. So if I embrace this, how are other people going to take the fact that I'm embracing this? Are they going to embrace it with me? Are they going to do what happened to me when I was a child? You know what I mean? So, you know, there's that identity crisis that I kind of had.
Right. So you had to just decide.
I did. And then I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And when I went, I mean, everybody wants to win. You always want to win. That's a goal. I just wanted to win within myself to just be proud of who I was. And being there as Mrs. Southeast Asia was a big step for me. That was really big for me. That was winning to me. So, and being fortunate to win the Classique crown was phenomenal. You know, I mean, that's just like the icing on the cake, right? But I don't think I would have been able to capture the title and the crown had I not been comfortable in my own skin and embraced who I was. Because if you're trying to cover who you are all the time, that comes through as weird energy. I'm not going to say it's negative energy. It's just weird, and people don't know how to read that energy, you know. But if you're comfortable in your own skin, which has taken me a long time, then they're able to embrace you as you're able to embrace yourself. So like you say, when you look in the mirror and you go, yeah, I'm hot, you know,
Yeah.
I'm beautiful, that energy is resonating off of you, right? And you have this white light that's just constantly coming off of you, where people can't get enough of you. But if you're in the mirror going, oh, good God, I have this, and I have this, and I have this, that is going to radiate off of you as well.
Right.
And
you see things in you, and things that you see as a flaw, someone else sees you. Like, so like in the comments here, Tasha had made a comment a little bit ago. It said her friends have these perfect bodies. I don't know if you saw that. And she's
friends?
like, Tasha was just saying in the comments here that her friends have, her friends have perfect bodies, yet they're picking them apart. And she's like, but your body's perfect. Well, perfection is perception, right? And so to her, they're perfect. To them, they live in it every day, so they can pick it apart.
That's right.
But people aren't seeing what you're seeing. So when I look at you, I see a beautiful, strong, confident woman. And I see all of you. But when you see you see all the struggle and the strain and what you came from. I don't know you as that. I know you as you. I don't know all of you. And that's why when people are like, oh, I want to be her, they don't realize that if you want to be her, you have to have all of her. Meaning all her struggles, all her pain, all her everything. And so when people are like, oh, well, you have it so easy. You don't know. Don't walk a mile. Don't pretend to walk a mile in my shoes, right? So when people, it's so easy for us to pick ourselves apart because we know where we came from and we know how hard we're working. And I'm like, why won't the cellulite just go away? I just did 50 squats, right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But when we walk by and someone's like, oh my God, you're beautiful. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm wearing 3 pairs of Spanx to get this body. Right? They don't know. Right? Or you have no idea how tight this bra is to make these boobs sit right here. Right? I'm just saying, right? But you're like, all you say is, thank you. Right? Right? But it's true, right? But it's, from my perspective, is I see somebody as perfect, but that's my perception. Okay? And so we're always our worst critics.
Yeah. Right?
So it is hard. And the emotional struggle and the things that we're overcoming every day to get onto that platform is hard, but it is also the inner light, like you were saying, that makes us more beautiful. And so sometimes the people that we personally see as the most beautiful might not be the most classically beautiful people, but they have this light and energy that are so contagious because they have come through so much, and just this presence, you just like, I want to be in your space, right?
And they're infectious, and you don't know what it is, but you're very drawn to them, and you don't know what it is. And I really strongly believe it's that inner energy that they have, that sparkle in their eye. And you know, my daughter's just finished with an international pageant, and they were like, what is it that, you know, they'd asked me, you know, Mom, when you judge pageants and stuff, what is it that you're looking, what is it, you know, that they have? And it's like, it's that, you can't really put it to words, right? But you just know when you see it. It's that spark. It's that fire. You know, and they don't have to be the most beautiful or have the most best body or anything. But the way that they carry themselves and how proud of them they are, and that they're happy to be there. You know, and that's what it all is if you're just happy to be there. And there are days that I wake up and go, yes, I'm so happy to be me. And there are days that are going, oh, good God, what am I going to do today? You know, it's hard. It's a constant struggle. And I always wondered when people met me, so it's nice that you had shared it, what they thought when they met me. You know, I'm like, some people look at me like I'm from Mars. Some people, you know, and I'm this tornado that just walks in and is like, ah! It's everybody.
No, I feel like you're always very real, and you're very engaging and energetic, and you're very, very, I would say one of the very first things I noticed about you were kind and you were caring, but you have this great energy that just makes people want to gravitate to you. And that was my favorite thing at the Miss Globe, is I gravitated to you, and I would always find you and chat with you because out of everybody, I found you were very engaging, and I loved that. And it was very comforting to me personally, especially in the group of women that didn't speak English. no matter what language they were speaking, I found people were like towards you just because it doesn't matter. You were trying to help them even if you didn't know what they were saying.
I know. I'm like, un momento.
Yeah,
and I haven't learned Russian yet. But yeah, no, and it's interesting that people perceive that, because there are days that I struggle, and I know you struggle, and it's hard.
It's a daily battle to be confident,
Mm-hmm.
and not everybody has it all together. And I feel like as long as we all know that, and we're just here to help and empower and enrich everybody a little bit every day, and know that, okay, we don't have to have it all, but today we're enough. And we'll get through this together.
I love that. Today we're enough.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
But today, practice makes progress, right? There's no perfection. Perfection
I'm
is
kind of steal those.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, those are really good. Yeah, and little notes that you put on your mirror. My daughter does that. You know, you are
my daughter.
beautiful, you're enough. Yeah, and I mean, I was told when I was younger that I was never enough. So it's nice to hear. I mean, you know, and I think that's why I'm kind of in pieces, you know, because, and I'm trying to heal those pieces, and it's a work in progress. I mean, I'm constantly working on it. So.
Well, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Thank you. Well, you're so easy to talk to. I could just,
yes.
Have you ever thought about counseling?
No, thank you, but thank
really messed up your
I got my own baggage. Thank you.
I have baggage, but it's not Louis Vuitton baggage. It's serious beat up luggage.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your time. I love that you came and chatted with me today. And I think hopefully somebody got something out of our talk today. And I feel that everybody just needs to hear a little bit more about everybody being a little bit more raw and real, because the more people are transparent, you realize that you have someone to relate to, and that everybody has their own stuff. Not everybody is perfect.
Well, and you always feel better when somebody else is going through it too.
Well, when it's relatable, then you can change. You can feel, okay, you got this, I got this. Yes. Together, we'll do it together. And
Absolutely.
That's great. And I thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate Andrea. I hope you guys got a little bit out of today. So next week on Body Confidence, we're going to help you put some tools in your toolbox to help you be more emotionally healthy and stable as best we can. Together, we can help each other. Like I said, we do not know everything. I do not know everything. So let's figure this out together. If you know anybody, or you think of anybody that you think would be good on this show as a guest, or if you yourself would be good as a guest, please message me. I would love to hear from you. Always comment, like, share. We appreciate your feedback. You are beautiful, brilliant, and brave. Enjoy your day, and to your success. Enjoy it. Happy Wednesday.